Hey guys, welcome back. Today I have a super quick process video for you. I'm doing a little spread in my Life Crafted album and it's going to be a really quick one. My whole page is kind of based off this die cut from the May ephemera pack from Citrus Twist. I will link anything that I'm using today down in the description box for you. I just loved the color of it. I'm going to add in a page protector here. It's one of the two 3x4 card page protectors. I've got a 3x4 photo, and I've also got one of the digital printable cards from Citrus Twist as well. And I'm going to do a little bit of kind of repeat stamping. I'm not making a pattern today. I'm just filling in a background. But the colors of ink that I've chosen here, these are all Catherine Pooler inks, and I've based them off that printable card. So yellows, pinks, it goes really nicely with the actual Life die cut as well. And I'm using a bunch of stamps, so I've got 5 ink colors. I'm going to use 5 stamps, and they are all from the stamp set. What I've done basically is sort of arranged the colors in sort of tonal darkness. So the darkest ink color, I'm going to use the smallest stamp on. So hopefully by the time that I've finished, the lighter the ink color is, the bigger the stamp is, and hopefully when it's done, it'll all be a little bit balanced because they take up the kind of same visual space. Now basically what I'm doing is I'm going to just messily repeat stamp in behind where my die cut is going to go. So it's a little bit different. I'm not really creating a kind of pattern here, although I am creating a pattern, if you get what I mean. It's not really a repeat pattern. I'm just messily stamping to fill in the space and just create a little bit of color and a little bit of interest behind that die cut. So nothing's sort of planned out. I'm just going ahead and stamping one color at a time, and the more stamps that I'm starting to fill in, the more I'm kind of looking for where those gaps are. So I haven't drawn any sort of like guidelines. I'm just eyeballing it. Some of the stamps I'm going to put higher and lower. You can read all of them. Some of them will be hidden behind that die cut, but it is very kind of thin, the die cut, so I'm not too worried about anything being hidden. The other thing that I'm going to do is build on that title. So the die cut says Life. I'm going to add to that, I'm going to add the words right now underneath the E and the F. So the only thing that I'm sort of paying attention to when I'm doing these stampings is having a rough idea of where those words are going to go, and I didn't add any of that darker pink in behind there. So I'm going to stamp those words in black. Obviously that's going to stamp perfectly fine over any of these other colors. I just made sure not to put any of that sort of darker fuchsia pink where those letters are going to go. Now I've done my stamping. You can see the kind of effect that I was after here. I've adhered down the die cut with just a little bit of smart glue, and I did pull out my ruler guide for stamping these words just to make sure that I'm getting everything as straight as I possibly can. And then I'm just going to start stamping. So I'm going to stack one word under the other. This is the Bailey alphabet. I'm not entirely sure whether this is still available or not. Like I said, anything that I can link, I will link in the description box for you. Now I'm using another Catherine Pooler ink. I think this one's called Midnight Black. It's a very, very juicy brand new ink pad, so my stamping isn't as sort of crisp as I would love it to be, but I do love how black this ink is, so it works really nicely in contrast to the other stamping that's underneath here. So I wanted to make sure that I get everything really nice and dark on top of those other ink colors. You can see how that kind of just really stands out right there. Now, like I said, it's going to be a short little process. There's not a whole lot left to do on here. I've got my 3x4 photo, and I decided that I would add a couple of these little cardstock word stickers, well, phrase stickers, I think. This one that says with coffee in hand, because to be honest, there's a whole lot of coffee drinking going on around here at the moment. And I'm just sticking another one, again, keeping with that color scheme, the kind of pinks and yellows, that says not today. I really loved this printable card. I didn't really want to cover up any of the pattern, given that that's really the only pattern that's on this whole spread. All I'm going to do is stamp one of my favorite sentiments from this stamp set that says, "To be honest, I'm just winging it," which, you know, I'm sure applies to all of us. I'm just popping that underneath onto that white cardstock area. It's a stamp I've used before because I have already cut it in half. So it's a very long sentiment. It doesn't fit on a 3x4 card. So I just grabbed my scissors and snipped that in half really carefully, not to cut any of the stamping. But you can see it works perfectly fine. No harm in cutting your stamps like that. Now the last thing I'm going to add is 3 little puffy sticker hearts, one on each of the pieces of my spread, again keeping to the pinks and yellows, and that is this very quick spread all done. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. If you want to keep watching, there are a couple more videos on screen for you. Otherwise, I'll see you again next time. Bye guys.